The Royal Rumble weekend is where we start today. It is officially underway with tens of thousands of visitors expected from all over the world. Good afternoon. Great to have you with us on this Friday at noon. I'm Dustin Grove. One of the events underway right now is something called the WWE Community Champions. This is a partnership between the WWE and Indiana Sports Corp to honor local nonprofit youth organizations empowering the next generation of champions. And then later this afternoon, starting at 2 o'clock, will be WrestleCon at the Marriott. This is a free event where fans can pay to it's free to get in, but then you pay to get pictures and autographs with some of the legends. We're talking the Hardy Boys, Dudley Boys, and Sting, just to name a few. And inside the convention center downtown is the Royal Rumble Superstore. We first took you inside this store that opened yesterday. Since then, it has been very busy. This is a place where you can find your favorite merch, memorabilia, and meet more of the WWE stars. Some fans tell us Indy is the perfect place to be right now.
I'm 21 now. I've been a fan since I was 9. I mean, I feel like it's something once you get into, you don't ever leave.
It's certainly a great way for everyone to kind of come together, and I think that's what WWE does such a great job of with their fans.
The main event starts at 7:30, SmackDown inside Gainbridge Fieldhouse. This will get you hyped. The Pacers getting excited for this weekend of wrestling. They played this video montage during Wednesday night's game against the Pistons. Tyrese Halliburton is a big wrestling fan. In fact, maybe you saw the bobblehead that they gave out to all the fans who were at Gainbridge for that game. You may see Halliburton on WWE SmackDown later on tonight at the Fieldhouse. Taking a live look outside right now on this damp Friday afternoon. Not the best way to welcome all the folks to town. We saw some rain earlier, a foggy start to the day across central Indiana, although we seem clear of rain right now.
Well, you
Sean.
know, we don't have snow.
Well, there is that.
I'm just looking for.
It could be worse.
I'm looking for a silver lining there.
You got it.
And temperatures as warm as they've been all year since the end of December here. And so let's show you what's going on. Yes, as expected, we've got clouds and we've got mist and fog. Nothing terribly heavy in terms of rain, but at times there will be this mist that's going to be with us. 50 degrees, despite all of the gray. We get right into this little narrow warm sector. It's 54 in Columbus, where we have seen some breaks for sunshine, and we addressed that yesterday. 52 Muncie, and even those mid-40s in Lafayette and Kokomo above average. Now, here's where the most dense fog is right now, and this layer, by the way, has gradually been drifting to the northeast along the warm front that's to the north. But here's the breakdown, and this includes today. It includes tomorrow morning, Sunday morning. There's going to be some areas of fog. How widespread, that's still a little uncertain. Just know that early in the morning, you may encounter some pockets of near zero visibility. Right now, the visibility is not that bad here in Indianapolis, at least. We're at 50. West-southwest wind at about 20 miles per hour. So there's going to be some mist, some showers heading home, and that will also include going into SmackDown tonight. There will be a little mist as well. As we go into the weekend, we've got some cool, we've got some balmy, and next week, even warmer conditions ahead. We've got to talk about the potential of 60s and thunderstorms as we roll into the first week of February. We'll see you then.
60s in February. All right, Sean, thank you. Want to get to the latest now on the deadly midair collision this week in D.C. Police boats returned to the Potomac River this morning to search for the recovery of victims. So far, more than 40 bodies have been pulled from the water. As you see right there, the NTSB has recovered 2 black boxes from the Army Black Hawk helicopter and the commercial airliner that collided with each other Wednesday night. 3 people were on the helicopter, 64 were on that American Airlines flight, including passengers, crew members, and elite figure skaters. According to an FAA internal report, staffing in the air traffic control tower at the time of the crash was not normal. And this afternoon, divers will resume their search of the Potomac. This is a look at the search of that area. We're also getting more information about one of the victims killed in this collision. That young woman right there, 26-year-old Asra Hussein. She is from Carmel, was an IU grad, was on that American Airlines flight from Kansas to D.C. Her husband, Hamad, was at the airport waiting for her when she didn't return. He talked about her passion to help others. Take a listen.
What do you want us to know about your wife?
My wife was such a giver. She gave and she gave and she gave, almost to the point of where she didn't think about herself enough.
She and her husband had just moved to D.C. She was headed back from a business trip in Wichita when she was killed in that crash. This marks the country's deadliest aviation disaster in almost a quarter century. We are also hearing from Indiana Congressman Andre Carson. He's weighing in on this collision. Carson sits on the House Aviation Subcommittee. He says the helicopter seems to have been in the wrong place at the wrong time, broadsiding that aircraft, that plane. Carson also says it is so important to remember it's very early in the investigation and not the time to speculate. He says lawmakers will be discussing what happened in detail and how to keep it from happening again.
Now, those of us on committees of jurisdiction like transportation are trying to get to the root of what needs to happen in terms of making sure that our aviation safety workers are staffed up properly, that we have the proper administrators in there who can get the job done and efficiently and restore some confidence into a workforce that is very stressed right now.
Congressman Carson says he expects those formal meetings about the crash to start next week. 13 News is closely monitoring any details in this D.C. midair collision and the investigation that has followed. Be sure to have the WTHR app on your phone so you can get notifications with any new information as soon as we get it. And coming up at 12:15, we'll be hearing from the Trump administration on this tragic incident, why President Trump is now facing criticism for his response. Right now, we're working to learn the condition of a pedestrian hit by a car on the city's far east side. This happened last night on East Washington Street near German Church Road. That's where police found that person in the road who'd been struck by a vehicle. At last check, they were still in critical condition. We've reached out to see if there have been any changes in the police investigation into what happened. We're also working to learn what happened in the moments before the crash. Of course, we'll update you as soon as we learn of it. Now to an update on charges we told you about yesterday, brought against an Indianapolis mother and her boyfriend. Well, Brian Thomas is now in custody in connection with the death of a 2-year-old girl. Yesterday at noon, we told you there was a warrant out for his arrest. He has been booked into the Marion County Jail now on criminal assisting charges. The girl's mom is facing murder charges. This afternoon, we're learning more about the circumstances from court documents. Chantel Gardner told police she would leave her 2- and 3-year-old children home alone for days at a time. This is according to those court documents. Gardner says she came home after being gone for more than 24 hours to find Skylar underneath a dresser and cold to the touch. Skylar's autopsy report shows multiple injuries contributing to her death, including bruising, bite marks, a puncture wound on her neck, and injuries to her feet. Court records say Skylar also had hypothermia, and when investigators took the temperature inside the apartment, the highest temperature they found was 51 degrees. A 13-year-old accused of stabbing and killing an Anderson man will be tried as an adult. According to court records, Joseph Van Note Jr. confessed to stabbing the man multiple times and then stealing his wallet. 61-year-old Mark Miles lived in this house here near 12th Street and Madison Avenue. City cameras allegedly show him talking to Van Note in the parking lot of a gas station right across the street back on October 3rd. Van Note allegedly told police he saw a large amount of cash in Miles' wallet, followed him home. The boy's mother called police when he came home with about $500 and blood on his clothes.
Appreciate that. It was the right thing to do. I'm not sure a lot of parents out there would do that in a similar situation. So she should be acknowledged for her concern about justice and the individual who's the victim in this case.
Van Note is charged with 2 counts of murder and 1 count of armed robbery. The prosecutor says the teen had recently stabbed another person in Illinois. Other news now. Right now, teachers and IPS supporters are raising concerns about a bill they say would be detrimental to the district and public schools all over the state. House Bill 1136 would mean public schools would become charter schools in districts where 50% or more of students are already enrolled in charter schools. Those against the bill got vocal at the IPS school board meeting last night. Some argue this is the opposite of what should be happening. The board read a unified statement reinforcing that it stands with the community and its students. They say this bill is a non-starter and IPS must remain a public school.